I'm Solana Sowers. I work at the Office of Technology Management. The mission of our office here is to get research created at the university out into public hands for public use and out into companies. So we work with faculty to help start the companies. We license intellectual property to companies. We market and so on. About 35 years ago, with Bayh-Dole Act, it was legislated that the research created at the university campuses through government funding is owned by university as opposed to government, and that has spearheaded entrepreneurship all across the states, resulting in 3 million jobs, 4,000 companies created, number of new drugs invented, and so on. So examples of some of the advances since Bayh-Dole that were created on campuses, Google, these are some of household names, drugs, breathalyzer, Indiana University, Florida University, and so on. So advances coming out from University of Illinois, as Mary said this morning, our researchers had created tools for all venues of life, including the browser, email, number of drugs, optic fibers, and so on. Similarly, university faculty, alums, and students have also created a number of companies. YouTube, PayPal, ShareDesk. These are all well-known tools. So what is tech transfer? Our office is a tech transfer office, and pretty much every university, every research university has one. And it's, as I mentioned, getting research out into industry and creating impact. And impact is not only measured in terms of revenue, how much money we bring to the university, but also increasing prestige of the university and disseminating knowledge. So these are examples of some of the technologies that we have helped get out. Scientific animation without borders, or SAUBO, great videos for third world countries for cholera prevention, water purification, and so on. We worked with the College of Fine and Applied Arts, Department of Music, to help them start a company called ILIAC with the music theory education, College of Education, Common Ground Publishing, and classroom learning tools, and so on. Our process sort of starts when we get a disclosure from inventor. That's the beginning of this funnel, and then we go and screen technology. We try to understand what's its commercial potential, marketing potential. Sometimes we proceed with protecting intellectual property, which means either filing a patent. Other sources of intellectual property that we deal with are copyright and trademarks. And because numbers are important, we get about 200 disclosures a year. Last year, we helped license and form 6 startups out of university research. We have 78 patents issued, and 46% of those patents have already been licensed, which is a pretty nice number. We have also signed agreements with Apple and Google to provide free access for development of mobile apps related to university and university research. And since 2010, we had 39 apps and over 154 apps being downloaded all across the world. And a colleague of mine, Steve Willey, he's working with the School of Social Work and College of Education to help them get a mobile app related to bullying, social bullying out, and not only creating that, but also getting information back from the users and improving innovation based on that. in order to attract industry and investors, and also to get the word out about great research that happens here on campus, we host a number of events. One of them is the Share the Vision, where we showcase technologies. We have our next event in October. We usually have over 200 participants from all around the states. We had also co-hosted with the undergraduate library an event, a conversation with arts and humanities. So as I mentioned, we are part of the kind of broader ecosystem to get to launch a company successfully or get research out into industry's hands. It's not only, it doesn't only take money and funding, which is what you see on the top of this chart. It's also a lot of mentoring and providing information and education to startups to help launch it. We have internal and external resources. I'm going to discuss some of these briefly. Oh, what happened here? Oh. Well, while he's bringing that up, it's the proof of concept funding that we launched last year in connection with a few departments, and we had funded 5 projects, and that have resulted in 5 startup companies. One of them is from Department of Music, and that helped them go on and raise $225,000 in SCTR government funding. And then the other one is Marty Berkson and Revolution Medicine that was on the U.S. News, raising $45 million from Third Rock VC firm. Other resources available in the research part. I can tell you more about these offline entrepreneurs in residence. These are all kind of free resources available for faculty interested in doing startups. Some of the technology examples of companies and startups that we had licensed technologies to is up here. So Adobe, Abbott, Syngenta, of known companies, and then number of startups. Some of them are still in the research park here. And here is roughly where they're located, over 225 licenses in the last 4 years. We also work with helping faculty and students decide which open source components to pick when they put things out on SourceForge and so on. So we can help with that as well.